Talisay City, Philippines. February 2023. Two teenage girls walk home after dark. The street is quiet. Above them, they hear it. Tick, 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 tick. They stop. The sound is faint, which means, according to the legend, it's close. They look up. A figure floats against the night sky. A woman. But she has no lower body, just a torso with bat-like wings and a long proboscis tongue hanging from her mouth. The girls run. The next day, they report the sighting to police. They receive counseling for trauma. The creature they saw has a name: the Aswang, the Philippines' most feared supernatural being. A shapeshifter that walks among humans by day and hunts them by night. Tonight, we're investigating how this legend was born, why it targets women, and why people in Capiz province are still dying because of it. Welcome to Archive of the Unseen. The Aswang isn't one creature, it's a category. An umbrella term for shapeshifters, ghouls, vampires, and witches in Filipino folklore. The most feared type is the manananggal. The name comes from the Tagalog word tanggal, meaning to remove or separate. She appears as a beautiful woman during the day, normal, friendly, maybe your neighbor, maybe your midwife. But at night, she rubs oil over her body. Her torso detaches from her waist. Bat-like wings sprout from her shoulders. She leaves her lower half standing in her home and flies into the darkness. Her target: pregnant women. Using a long, tubular tongue like a proboscis, she hovers above rooftops and inserts it through cracks in the ceiling. She feeds on the fetus, sucks the blood of the unborn child, or consumes its heart. Sometimes she feeds on sleeping victims, children, the sick, anyone vulnerable. But she has a weakness. Her lower body, left behind, is vulnerable. If you find it and sprinkle salt, garlic, or ash on the severed torso, she can't rejoin. When sunrise comes, she dies. And there are other Aswang types. The tick-tick, named for the sound it makes. Tick-tick-tick, a clicking that echoes through the night. But here's the trap. When the sound is loud, the creature is far away. When it's faint, it's right above you. The sound is designed to confuse, to make you think you're safe when you're not. Then there's the vampire Aswang, disguised as a woman who infiltrates villages through marriage. She lives among humans, using her husband as cover while she raids neighboring towns at night. All of them share one trait: they hide in plain sight. Let's return to Talisay City. February 2023. The two girls who saw the creature weren't looking for it. They weren't telling ghost stories or seeking attention. They described it clearly: bat-like wings, human upper torso, no lower body. A creature that matched centuries of folklore exactly. Police took their report seriously. The girls received counseling. News spread fast. Within days, the community was on edge. Parents kept children indoors after dark. People whispered about the manananggal returning. But this wasn't an isolated case. In April 2019, an entire village in Negros Occidental reported Aswang sightings. Multiple residents claimed something was terrorizing them at night. A documentary team from Kapuso Mo, Jessica Soho, investigated. They installed cameras hoping to capture evidence. They found nothing. But the fear remained. Because in the Philippines, the Aswang isn't just a story. It's a belief that shapes behavior. Even in 2019, even in 2023. And there's a reason why. To understand the Aswang, we need to go back to 1521, the year Spanish colonizers arrived in the Philippines. Before Spain, Filipino women held power. They were called babaylans, shamans, priestesses, healers, midwives. They performed spiritual rituals. They led their communities. Some even led rebellions against foreign invaders. Women had political influence, economic power, a degree of sexual freedom unheard of in Catholic Europe. The Spanish couldn't allow that, so they weaponized folklore. Indigenous spirits were rebranded as demons, shamans were called witches, and the babaylans, the powerful women who resisted colonization, became Aswang. Here's where it gets specific. In Malaysia and Thailand, similar creatures exist. The penanggalan, the krasu. Both are flying, vampiric beings, but they detach at the head. The head and entrails fly away, leaving the body behind. In the Philippines, the manananggal detaches at the waist. Why the difference? Anthropologist Kathleen Nadeau has a theory. The Spanish changed the separation point deliberately. By detaching at the waist, the creature is separated from her reproductive organs, her womb. It was symbolic violence, a way to demonize female sexuality and take away reproductive power. As Nadeau writes, the real fear of the Europeans may be based on the fear of uncontrollable women. The Aswang wasn't just a monster story, it was a tool of colonization. A way to suppress indigenous beliefs and punish women who refused to submit to Catholic patriarchy. Spanish priests wrote about Aswangs as early as 1662, describing them as the most feared creatures in the Philippines. Their accounts shaped how the legend was recorded and spread, and it worked. For centuries, being called Aswang was a social death sentence. But there's another reason Capiz province became known as the Aswang capital of the Philippines. And it's not supernatural, it's medical. In 1975, doctors discovered a rare genetic disorder on Panay Island called X-linked dystonia Parkinsonism, XDP. It causes involuntary muscle contractions. The body twists, the tongue protrudes, patients salivate uncontrollably. Their movements become jerky, unnatural. Imagine seeing someone with these symptoms in the 1800s, before modern medicine, before anyone understood genetics. You'd think they were transforming, becoming something inhuman, and that's exactly what happened. XDP is concentrated in Capiz province. 63% of all cases are there. The disease dates back 1,000 years. 50 generations on Panay Island. For centuries, people with XDP were called Aswang. They were feared, shunned, hidden by their families. In 2010, a 47-year-old man from Talisay City, Capiz, committed suicide. He had XDP. His brother had it too. He lost his job as a seafarer because of his symptoms. When he returned home, he was stigmatized. People avoided him, called him a swang. He isolated himself, and eventually, he hanged himself. A medical journal documented his case. It noted, there are cases where they have resorted to killing themselves because of the stigma, because of the burden, because of the lack of social support. People with XDP are still being branded as a swang today. Families hide their sick relatives instead of seeking treatment. Some sufferers volunteer their brains after death for research, hoping science will break the stigma that folklore created. The Aswang legend isn't just history, it's causing real harm. Right now. So why does the Aswang endure? Because it embodies a specific kind of terror, betrayal from someone you trust. The Aswang doesn't lurk in the forest. It doesn't hide in the wilderness like Bigfoot or the Loch Ness monster. It's your neighbor, your friend, your midwife, someone who smiles at you during the day and hunts you at night. That's what makes it so effective. Western vampires are foreigners, strangers. You can spot them, pale skin, sharp teeth, coffins. But the Aswang is invisible, integrated, normal, until it's not. And the tick-tick sound. That's psychological warfare. When the sound is loud, you think the creature is far away, so you relax. But it's actually close. The legend teaches you that your instincts will betray you, that safety is an illusion. The Aswang is a myth about hidden danger, about people who aren't what they seem, about threats that live among us. No wonder it persists. But here's what we still don't know. Were there real sightings before the Spanish arrived? Or did colonization create the legend from scattered beliefs? Why do people still see the manananggal in 2023, 400 years after Spain weaponized the myth? Is it cultural memory, shared hallucination, or something else? And why, despite education about XDP, does the stigma persist in some communities? The truth is, the Aswang is more than one thing. It's a colonial weapon, a medical misunderstanding, a symbol of betrayal, a cautionary tale about women who don't conform. It's all of these, and maybe none of them, because legends don't need to be literally true to shape reality. The Aswang killed that man in Capiz, not with fangs or wings, but with stigma. The monster isn't always the creature in the story. Sometimes it's the story itself. If you ever visit the Philippines, you'll see it everywhere. Garlic hanging outside homes, pregnant women keeping scissors under their pillows, children warned never to be outside alone after dark. The Aswang isn't just folklore, it's woven into daily life. And in Capiz, when someone develops XDP, when their body starts to twist and their tongue protrudes, they still fear being called that name. The legend survives because fear survives, because we still don't trust what hides beneath the surface. Subscribe to Archive of the Unseen. We investigate the myths, the sightings, and the mysteries that refuse to die. Because some legends don't need wings to fly, they just need people who believe. And in the Philippines, when you hear that sound at night, tick-tick, tick-tick, remember, if it's faint, it's close.